the channel message for you today. Again, it's another one of those powerful messages, and I'm not even sure where to go. I'm going to try to stay focused. Spirit, please keep me focused in this message, okay? You come from divine royalty, and you're about to be sitting pretty. Massive divine inheritance. Now, I'm going to get back to that, but I am going to take you with me down the rabbit hole that I went down to get all of this channeled information. And we will get back to the royalty. But what I was getting here is that your soul comes from royalty, okay? And I'm talking like kingdoms. So if you've been aligning with my channel messages, the ones where I really tap in spiritually, not just like my love readings and my twin flame energy tap-ins, but I'm talking about like the spiritual ones, okay? Then this message is probably for you. We all have access to this information, but I feel like those of you that are really tapping in with me, that, you know, are part of my collective, that you'll understand what I'm talking about, and it will be some sort of benefit to you as it is to me, okay? Now, everything that I talk about in here, I'm not a medical professional, so if you do feel that you're concerned about something, I would always recommend seeing a medical professional. But let me just take you down this little golden lane, okay? Follow the yellow brick road. It's kind of like what I'm hearing in my head, all right? But your soul is an ancient soul, okay? And so even if you didn't come from royalty in this lifetime with your ancestors, your soul is what comes from divine royalty. And as you wake up, you're starting to remember. And the message that I got was all about the importance of grounding, okay? Now, the messages started coming through kind of crazy. I was listening to 𝐢𝐧𝐿 subliminal, as I told you guys in the other channel message, that right now subliminals are going to be really powerful for you, okay? Because your body is like a sponge, your energy body, and you're soaking up information, okay? So it's really downloading code into you and training your subconscious mind to start collecting all your divine inheritance. So those are some good things to do right now. Let me get back to this. But I was seeing crowns for whatever reason, and it kind of like took me in a loop, and I ended up looking up something, and I thought maybe there was some sort of like a lost artifact or something that was lost at sea. And to be honest with you, I got the Titanic for whatever reason, but that led me in the right direction. It wasn't about the Titanic, because as far as, you know, Google says, there wasn't any crown artifact, ancient artifact, that was lost at sea with the Titanic. But what it did lead me to is this copper crown that was found in a cave in Israel, where a lot of biblical things happened, right? And then I started thinking about it, and I started, you know, as I get channel messages, and especially in the past few days, I've told you guys before that when I'm not fully grounded, or when I really, like, because I'm super tapped in, okay? And so it can be too powerful. It's kind of like when you're constantly getting this information. Let me just clarify that, okay? So saying, you know, somebody's tapped in, it means that they've got a clearer channel. But everybody has access to this information. And when it's constantly trying to come through to us, because our souls start to wake up and remember, and the more grounded we are, the more that we can get this information. But if you're ungrounded, it's kind of like a live wire, right? It's unpredictable. It can cause headaches, it can cause stress, it messes with your cortisol levels, right? And when it is grounded, I feel like it can help things like hair loss. Honestly, your hair is an antenna, so think about all the energy coming through. When you're not grounded, it's too powerful. It can cause stress, it can cause, you know, like I said, I'm not a medical professional, but these are just the things that I was getting downloaded. It can help with your overall health benefits, okay? But let me get back to this, because you know I'll stray off. You know, Lord, Spirit, please help me get through this message. Don't let me get too sidetracked. Everyone knows that my channel is like an ADHD channel. It's how I get a lot of information at once. But I was getting to the fact that copper, and these are things that I've known, but I just really overlooked it, right? So I ended up getting on Etsy, and I ended up ordering some copper anklets and some copper bracelets. So if I have the inability to get outside, or like the weather or whatever, in those moments, and when I'm meditating, or if I feel ungrounded, I could wear copper, because copper, it's not precious metal, but it's valuable. And it's valuable in ways, if you think about this, because everything's connected in some sort of weird way, right? It's valuable in things like construction for its electrical wiring. But if you think about why it's being recommended to wear for grounding purposes, okay, they also make shoes that have like the copper on the bottom so you can connect more to the earth. But the reason I was getting that is because it's to help your internal electrical wiring, because we always have this information trying to come in, but when we're backed up or we're ungrounded, that is cloudy judgment. You don't know, you're not intuitive, okay? But when it's not, you start to become predictable. You start to tap into more of your intuitive abilities, right? And your psychic abilities. And what this does is it allows you to download information from your ancient knowledge, your kingdom, lifetime, and all of this secret knowledge that comes back from as far as the beginning of time for some of you, okay? And that is going to lead you in the right direction, okay? The more and more you trust your intuition, the more and more the information comes in. The more and more that you're able to make decisions without cloudy judgment. The more and more that you're able to tap into your destinies. The more and more that you're able to create abundance, because you're trusting that the knowledge coming in is leading you in the right direction, and without any question, you're knowing what you need to do in order to create abundance, okay? And so this is where it comes back to how important it is to ground yourself, however it may be. In the other channel message that I got the other day, that I woke up and I was being guided, like my intuition was telling me, and my cravings were telling me, my body was telling me I needed to eat a big pan of root vegetables for breakfast and drink a lot of water. It's because I was about to get a lot of powerful information, and it was too powerful for me to take on if I wasn't grounded, because it's always trying to come into me, right? Into, you spiritually as well. But when you're not tapped in, that's where it can be unpredictable. It can be like a live wire. It could mess with your cortisol levels. It can mess with all of that stuff. And so the message that I got is that when you're grounded, I was seeing triangles as well. Triangles mean like the pyramids, how they're tapped in, how there's ancient wisdom and hidden knowledge in there. We are all like our own temples. We are all like our own pyramids, okay? And I was seeing it as an entrance to something. And so the message I was getting is, the more grounded you are and the more you can stay tapped in, that you always have this knowledge coming in. You don't need to search for it. You just need to prepare for it. And it comes naturally, okay? And the more and more in tune you are and the more grounded you are, the more your internal electrical wiring is, and your brain frequency and everything else, Miss J, this always got to show, it helps you tap in. And what I was getting is that you are entering something. What you're doing is you're entering a timeline where all this knowledge is coming into you from the time that you were divine royalty. So that means massive divine inheritance. So what I was getting is, you are divine royalty. You just didn't remember it up until now. And you're about to be sitting real pretty on your divine inheritance, because the knowledge, if you stay grounded and if you stay open to it, it will come to you naturally. People always ask me, I don't know how to channel, I don't know how to tap in. Start with being grounded. Start listening to frequencies. Start listening to subliminals. Start eating better, okay? Make sure you're drinking water, and make sure there's a healthy balance, because too much, if it comes in, it becomes like static electricity, right? So that's why you really have to be grounded in moments like where there's big things like the Lionsgate portal, because it's very powerful energy coming in for everyone, or when there's solar flares happening. And you know what? I was talking about all this stuff happening in the meteors the other day. The Aurora Borealis is also popping off right now. So there's so much going on right now. And so the message that I got was, you are royalty. You just didn't remember it until now. And you're about to be sitting real pretty with your divine inheritance. And in order to tap into your divine inheritance, because it's your God-given right and something that your ancestors have been waiting for you to wake up and remember for lifetimes. And this is the lifetime it's going to happen. So if you're in tune with this message, tell me in the comments. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I appreciate your support, you guys. And it helps me tap into your energy. So stay grounded, get yourself some copper bracelets or whatever it is that you feel guided to do, and you will start receiving all of this divine wisdom, because you are royalty.